21 lessons for the 21st century, post-truth. In fact, false stories have an intrinsic advantage over the truth when it comes to uniting people. If we want to gauge proof, loyalty, requiring people to believe in absurdity is a far better test than asking them to believe the truth. If a big ship said the sun rises in the east and set in the west, loyalty to the big ship is not required in order to follow him. But if the chap says the sun rises in the west and set in the east, only true loyalty will clap their hands. Similarly, in all your neighbor believe the same outrageous tale. You can count on them to stand together in times of crisis. If they are willing to believe only accredited fact, what does that prove? You might argue that at least in some cases it's possible to organize people effectively through consensual agreement rather than through fiction and myths. In the economic sphere, for example, money and cooperation bind people together far more effectively than any god or holy book, even though everyone knows that they are just a human convention. In the case of a holy book, a true believer would say, I believe that the book is scared. While in the case of the dollar, the true believer would say only, I believe that other people believe that the dollar is valuable. It's obvious that the dollar is just a human creation and people all over the world respect it. If so, why can't humans abandon all myths and fiction and organize themselves to the base of a consensual convention such as the dollar? Such conventions, however, are not clearly distinct from fiction. The difference between holy books and money, for example, is far smaller than it might at first seem. When most people see a dollar bill, they forget it's just a human convention. As they see the green piece of paper with a picture of the dead white man, they see it as something valuable in and of itself. They hardly ever remind themselves, actually this is a worthless piece of paper, but because other people view it valuable, I can make use of it. If you observe the human brain of an fMRI scanner, you would see that if someone is presented with a suitcase full of $100 bills, the part of the brain is start buzzing with excitement, and not the skeptical part other people believe it's valuable, but rather a greedy part. Holy shit, I want this. Conversely, in the vast majority of cases, people began to sanctify the Bible and the Vedas or the Book of Mormon only after long and repeated exposure to other people who viewed as it sacred. We want to respect holy books in exactly the same way we want to respect paper currency. For this reason, there is no strict division in practice between knowing something is just a human convention and believing something inherently valuable. In many cases, people are ambiguous or forgettable about this division. To give another example, in the deep philosophical discussion about it, almost everybody would agree that corporations are fictional stories created by human beings. Microsoft isn't building it once. The people employed or the shareholder is served. Rather, it's an intricate legal fiction woven by lawmakers and lawyers. And 99% of the time, we aren't engaged in deep philosophical discussion, and we treat corporations as if they are real entities in the world, just like tiger or humans. Blurring the line between fiction and reality can be done for many purposes, starting with having fun, and going all the way to survival. You cannot play games and read novel unless you suspend disbelief, at least for a little while. To really enjoy soccer, you have to accept the rule of the game. To forget for at least 90 minutes, they are merely human invention. If you don't, you can think it utterly ridiculous for 22 people to go running after a ball. Soccer might begin with just having fun, but it can become far more serious stuff. As any English soccer hooligan or Argentine soccer nationalist will attest, soccer can help formulate personal identities, it can cement large-scale community, and it can even provide reasons for violence. The conflicts between nations and religions are something like the rivalries between soccer fans. Humans have a remarkable ability to know and not know at the same time, or more correctly, they can know something when they really think about it. But most of the time they don't think about it, so they don't know it. If you really focus, you realize the money is fiction, but you usually don't think about it. If you are asked about it, you know the soccer is a human invention. But in the heat of the match, nobody asked about it. If you devote the time, energy, you can discover the nations are elaborate yarns. But in the midst of the war, you don't have the time and energy. If you demand the ultimate truth, you realize the story of Adam and Eve is a myth. But how often do you demand the ultimate truth? Truth and power can travel together only so far. Sooner or later, they go their separate paths. If you want power, at some point you will have to spread fiction. If you want to know the truth about the world, at some point you will have to renounce power. You will have to admit things, for example, about the source of your own power that will anger allies, dishearten followers, and undermine social harmony. Scholars throughout history have faced the dilemma. Do they serve power or truth? Should they aim to unite people by making sure everyone believes in the same story? Or should they let people know the truth even the price of disunity? The most powerful scholarly establishments, whether of Christian priests, Confucian mandarins, and communist ideologues, placed unity above truth. That's why they are so powerful. As a species, humans prefer power to truth. We spend far more time and effort on trying to control the world than trying to understand it. And even when we try to understand it, we usually do so in the hope that understanding the world will make it easier to control it. Therefore, if you dream of a society in which truth reigns the supreme and myths are ignored, you will little to expect from Homo sapiens. Better to try your luck with dreams.